Howdy, folks and folkettes. Is that a thing, folkettes? I don't know if it is. It is now if it's not. Welcome to the Breakers Bread podcast. I'm your host, Detavius Madi. This is a continuation from an episode that had been split into two parts so that it could be spaced out a little bit more, just testing it out to see how it is. I know some of the episodes in the past were super long, and so I wanted to kind of make it spacious enough, to where it can be marinated and digested well. So, or marinated? Not marinated. Yeah, I think marinated. Sauteed? Maybe. Who knows? But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you get a lot from this episode, and it would be great if you could tell us all the great things that you think about this podcast or other things that you might not like. You can email those things and, give us tidbits and all that jazz. But we appreciate the feedback. We also appreciate comments, likes, all those good things. But for now, I will let you focus on this episode and continue listening I guess now it's part 2, so continue listening from part 1. But thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoy. Peace.
You're trying to give Bill Murray credit where he's not.
I know, oh my gosh, I know, right? But anyway, yeah, It's crazy the things that a little bit of kindness can do, and I don't think that we should try to outdo each other in kindness. I think that we should always just, I guess, more so be trying to just spread that awareness that kindness is real, it's true, it's authentic, it's all from a place of love. Anything that is, if it's kindness and it's from another place, it's not kindness, and it's definitely not from love, and it's a seed. Kindness is never just a fruit. It's always a seed. And, the second that you plant it in somebody, you might not see it right then and there, of course, but you'll always be able to see it in the meantime. And sometimes you can always tell if someone just doesn't have, I'll say plantable soil, is because you gave them kindness and then nothing happened. And it's not your fault. It's not, you don't have a bad seed.
No.
You just have to keep giving that kindness.
There's only so much we can do.
There is. And, just like planting, like apples. Apples, I think it's like there's a certain point in Florida where you can't plant apples. But like I think Jacksonville is like the limit. But it's like rare. I think it's very rare. But it's like you're basically living on a prayer if you try to plant, let's say, an apple seed here. But where it thrives, where your kindness can truly thrive, is in a place where, in a sense, it has plantable soil. So if you feel like you're giving kindness and it's just not really being, whether it's reciprocated or just received, don't always, question your intentions, of course, because some people think that they're being kind and they're not really. But sometimes it's like, are you in the right place? Are you actually in a place where your kindness can be received, where it can be nourished without your need to nourish it? Because when it comes to gardens and whatnot, in a sense, they're supposed to be able to take care of themselves. Well, of course, with a little bit of, I'll use the forest as an example. Anything that happens in the forest, it can take care of itself. It doesn't need any type of man interference from man to be able to keep up with it. And so is your kindness. You shouldn't have to always tend to it. It should just be able to grow naturally. And so, or organically. But I think that kindness is a beautiful thing, and it's something that's overlooked so often in so many realms of life. And I feel like if we had a little bit more, there would definitely be a lot more, I guess, good energy in the world, which I hate using. I think I told someone that I hated using the term energy, but it's like a love-hate relationship where I'm like, yeah, the energy is good in this place. I'm like, God, I hate that word. But then I'm like, I love it and I hate it because it's like, it's such a good word, but then it's like, it's so overused. It's like, you have good energy.
100%.
I'm like, I have good energy. What? And it's like
good vibes when someone says that. I'm like,
ooh.
I feel like that's just been beaten to death.
I'm like, thank you, but
like every soccer dad and soccer mom is like, oh, my vibes are so good. It's like, Karen, I love you, but never say that again.
Hey man, you feeling the vibes today? Huh? What did you just say, Eric?
What'd you say, Stan? Calm down.
Stan.
I'm so sorry if anyone's named Stan.
I'm not.
Name. I'm just picturing a soccer dad in like khakis with his phone buckled on the outside.
Oh,
yes. Flip phone because he doesn't want the government in his house. Like I'm picturing that Stan, not you. Stan, you might be cool.
He's got a brown belt, a brown leather belt. He always comes with a polo. It's usually Ralph Lauren.
The sunglasses that like hook in the back.
Oh my gosh! And if it's hot enough, he'll wear like the jungle hat. You know, the hat that's like, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. You can find him at the baseball game with a Budweiser in one hand and pretzels in another, just absolutely cheering his heart out.
He has a big red truck, too.
Oh, yeah.
That he does not do, like, he moves people with, but he's not, like, using the truck for its full capability.
No.
He's like, I'm a truck owner. It's like, all right, cool, bud.
He takes pride in that truck, though. He's like, it's the best truck I ever had in my life.
You better believe that truck is clean, detailed, polished, has everything up to date, probably has one of those, like, fancy things that, like, come down if you're really short.
Yes.
Step up into a truck.
He calls her Lucia.
By the way, those are so helpful for my short sisters in the back. Like, that's helpful.
Speaking of short.
We really appreciate that.
Okay, so I got a question, Maddie.
Okay.
How tall are you? Because you know how I'm about. How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Okay.
I think
5'5". Tight.
I'd say average to short height.
Okay.
I'm not like crazy short. I'm not. I know people shorter than me, but on average, I'm a little smaller than a normal adult.
Okay. I feel like every woman that is under 5'3" should get into cybernetics so that they can become 5'5".
What is cybernetics?
Like, I'll send you a video or like something.
Like platforms?
No, like think of prosthetics, but like
So
more.
you want them to be on stilts?
Yes. Okay. I'm kind of kidding. It's just
kind of not.
No, okay. And this is the reason why. I think that, and I could be wrong, and I asked someone this, and I'm pretty sure my life flashed before my eyes. I've asked like 2 or 3 people this, specifically females, and I think that I've been close to. Yeah, I've been close to death. But you know, I love teasing with death. It's just fun. It really is fun, especially now. Women, to any ladies listening to this part, don't take this the wrong way. I just love teasing death when it comes to women the most, because the look that y'all give in your eyes, I'm like, it's one of death. I'm like,
I will kill you.
Yes.
Right now. I don't care about jail.
Yes. I'm like, this is the closest to death that I think I'll ever be. It doesn't matter how close. Like, I think that this is like when that stare meets my eyes.
All women know it.
Oh my gosh. When the gaze meets me, that's when I'm like, oh, I'm close to death. Like I'm like really close to death. Right yeah. I'm like, me and death are having a thumb war at this point. I love it. But, so I asked the question, and I want to do a poll. And actually, not even a poll. I just want to do like a Q&A with short women out there. So I think the average height for women was like 5'4", 5'5", or something like that.
Average height, awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something like that. I don't know what it is. But is it true? I won't even say is it true, because I know it is. What is it about the shorter women are, the more aggressive they are?
Okay. Yes and no. Sometimes they're not aggressive. It's just for every taller person's stride, we have to hurry along with it. Like, there's some people who I walk next to that I'm like, dear God, slow down my legs. So we're not aggressive. We're just trying to move our way through a crowd. and that's another benefit of, like, we're just trying to move the crowd. So it's never us trying to be aggressive. If I'm getting from point A to point B around several people, because let's be real, if a crowd comes through, like, I'm the first one to go flying, like, help the sister out. Like, we're not aggressive. We just don't want to get hurt, and we're just like, please, hi, I'm here. Yeah, I'm fun size. I'm miniature version. I'm like a miniature pony.
It's like,
to go to see a show.
I'm a snack-sized Snickers trying to get through an army of Twizzlers. Help me.
Exactly. So it's never women trying to be aggressive. It's just more like, help us out, please. We just want to get through.
I think the aggressiveness is fun though. Like, and I know that there's a huge difference between women being assertive and women being aggressive. When people say they're bossy, I 100% think that they're just being assertive. Like, I'm like, they're not really being bossy. They're just being assertive. But when the aggression comes, I'm like, listen, I see the bull. I'm about to get the horns, but let me tell you, this ain't my first rodeo, homegirl. Like, I'm ready. If I take a jab to the gut, I'll get back up. I'm ready. But
I think it's only aggressive, like, if you insult, like, their family or something they hold very dear. That's when women get aggressive. That's when I've known women to get aggressive. That, or like when people push you out of the way or try to, like, move forcefully past you, like. God forgive me, because I know I need salvation too. I need His grace every single day. But there's this time when, like, people expect me to move out of the way when I have the right of way. Like, in a cashier line, when I'm, like, right at that awkward in between of, like, I'm about to, like, pull into the cashier lane and I'm, like, right at the end of, like, the little stand. I've had people want me to move out of the way. And I'm like, no, I'm not moving. Like, my cart's here. I'm going to stand here. No.
It's like, I'm here. Like, this is mine. Like,
it's not being rude, or it's not trying to be like, I stand my ground because hear me. Like, it's none of that. None of that. It's just like, hey, I'm here. You're here. You have the right of way to go around. But, like, I need to check out my food because Chipotle is waiting for me. So, like, help me out here.
Lord, Chipotle. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Yes. The manna of heaven itself, Chipotle.
Yes and amen.
Oh, man. That sends me to heavenly places. No other name. No other name.
Oh, my God. Honestly, there's days where, like, I just, that's all I want to eat. Like,
yeah.
I'm not unhealthy, or I don't have, like, an unhealthy relationship with food. But there's just days I'm like, no, I'm saving it for Chipotle. Because when I order a bowl, I go in. This
$20 is going straight to Chipotle. Which, thank God that all their meals aren't like $20.
It's like $7 for my. Well, I eat a veggie bowl. I don't get like any of those.
Oh, okay. Do you get chips with it? Do you usually get chips?
Who needs chips when I have a fork?
Me. I get chips all the time. All the time.
I feel like chips sometimes take away from the overall, like, greatness of a bowl.
Listen, I never said that I get the bowl with the chips. Sometimes you just got to get that burrito. And
true.
Now, I've had friends. Okay. I'm going to say his name.
Welcome to Breakers of Bread podcast. Where we go from talking about our thoughts on thoughts and prayers to discussing our Chipotle orders.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to bleep his name out because of the fact that, A, I don't want nobody coming after my homie. And B, oh, dang, I just gave it away. Well, no, I didn't, because I got a lot of homies. But A, I don't want nobody coming after him. And B, I just think that it's absolutely hilarious how he does this. So I was at Chipotle with John Rios, and yes.
Oh, he's wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. He isn't amazing.
If you're listening to this person, which we will probably text you that we're talking about you in this moment, but just know I think you're awesome. I think you're cool. Like, when we knew each other and in that season, like, I was like, oh, he's Big Brother John. He's awesome. So,
yes.
Love you, John.
The Book of John. But he would take his burrito. I saw this man do it in front of my face. I can't even make this up. So he took his burrito. He unwrapped it. He slid all the insides off. Took his wrap, put it to the side, and then ate the food and then ate his wrap afterwards.
That's some unkind of holy that I will not stand for.
I've never in my life.
Respect the burrito, sir.
I was like, why don't you just get a bowl? He's like, it's not the same. I'm like,
I mean, I understand they like mix it up, but just get a lid and shake it. Like, that's not okay. It was my feeling.
I was so confused as to what was transpiring in front of me.
Don't teach your kids this.
It was so weird.
If you do, I will come to your house.
Right?
And how to properly eat Chipotle.
I was like, I wonder how his fiance feels about this.
Yeah, that's not like that. Might have given it away a little bit. So.
No, it wouldn't have, because I have a lot of people like that.
You sure?
I'm gonna bleep that out too.
Yeah, probably just better. It's gonna be a lot of bleeps in this part, not because we're saying anything bad, just because we're keeping this person's identity a secret, so none of you go after him.
Yeah, I'll say a curse word right now. I'm not scared. Who am I scared of? Only person I fear is God. I ain't gonna say it.
Well, my mom might be listening to this podcast.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I can't. I mean,
like, if you want to just go all in, you can bleep it out, but I don't really talk like that.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You gotta.
No, you don't.
You have to catch me on a. You gotta catch me on a particular day, like when I've absolutely had enough. When I've had absolutely enough.
Even then, you're not like that. You don't like. That's not your first response.
I have self-control. I have a lot of self-control, but there's been a couple times, not even gonna lie, where like I was just like done for the day. Like I was absolutely just finished. I was retired, and I was like,
everybody has those days though. Like we just respond differently.
Yeah, we do. I'm like, listen, it wasn't even like if I hit my pinky toe on like the end of a table, like I'm just gonna. Yeah. It was literally like if someone
says something to me, I dare you.
If I breathe air wrong, I'm going off. It's like what?
Those days though, I always find that like I'm so done with myself, and normally on those days where I'm feeling like that, I haven't either taken care of myself, B, spent time with Jesus, or C, all of the above.
Exactly. Ooh, this also reminds me. So to I guess to close out, I want you to give some self-love tips to the people, and kind of like I wouldn't say your routine, but more so just different things that you might want to say to the people about like self-love and self-care, and kind of like how you feel about that.
Gosh. So my morning routine starts with me just like listening to the birds chirping and just loving life, and that's my alarm clock. Opening
the window, birds come in, a deer comes, you feed it an apple.
People care for me. Like,
oh man.
An angel just visits me. Like my mornings are 100% perfect. Like I never sleep through my alarm. My hair looks flawless in the morning. My makeup's just, I wake up and it's done. Like it's just perfect. I wish I could say that. I wish I could be like, here's my 5 steps to a perfect morning. But there's no such case. There's great mornings, and then there's mornings where I'm ready to go back to sleep.
I'll take a 3-year coma for 300, Jesus.
I'll take a nap until I'm 21, please. All right, awesome.
We'll take that. For 200. Thank you. 200.
Who's the Jeopardy host? I don't know his name.
Oh man.
I'll call him Bill, but thank you, Bill.
Bill Nye the Science Fry. Bill. All right. Anyway. Oh my God. Anyway.
Gosh, self-love and morning routine tips. I think self-love is a continual process. It's never natural. Of course, there's people who like have an easier time, like I said before. But it's a fine line between there's self-indulgence and self-care, which I'm learning more and more about. Self-indulgence says, buy that, do that, spend that, splurge that. Who cares about like responsibilities? Like, of course, there's a healthy amount of self-indulgence.
What's that piece of the bank account?
Exactly. Like if I was listening to that voice all the time, like I would not have any money in my bank account. I'd have every clothing item that I wanted, but my bank account would be crying. Let's be real. But self-care is a lot of just kind of what I was talking about earlier with trying to make yourself better.
Yeah.
And I guess my morning routine for like an hour, I don't even want to say morning routine, but I guess more my routine for a day where I feel like getting really, really deep here, but there was a time in my life where I had no sense of self-worth
Yeah.
I could not look myself in the mirror. I didn't like what I saw. I didn't think the person in the mirror was good enough. I didn't think the person in the mirror was worth any love or any affection. And for people who might know me, like, this might kind of come as a shock, because my parents know a lot about this testimony, and a lot of, like, my close mentors over the years knew how much, like, I had really little self-worth.
Yeah.
But to me, like, my last couple of years is, like, fighting with my inner critic, because I have a really loud inner critic who always wants to critique and say I could do better in every aspect of my life. The best way I can calm that voice down to where hey, this is just my conscience speaking, and this is, hey, I want to be better at this, so I'm going to do this instead. The best, and again, not to get super spiritual, but I wake up in the morning, I try not to go on social media, because that's just not a good way to start the morning, regardless of anything.
Oh, God.
Like, that's too much drama for your morning. That is too much of... No.
It's super bad. Super bad. It's too much. You start to fill your head with so many. There was okay, I'm gonna link this on in the video. But someone, her name is Sorella Moore, and she was talking about, like, morning routines and stuff like that. But she was talking something specifically about social media, and I want people to hear that. So if they got to the end of this video, want them to go check out Sorrel. Sorrel, if you're listening to this as well, I hope that we can meet one day. I hope that we can chat. You're an absolutely amazing artist, and your art of the selfie, the advanced selfie, is amazing. But continue, Maddie. Sorry.
You're good. But trying not to do that, and then I just take a second, and I try to greet my morning with a deep breath. And that sounds weird to, like, greet your morning with a deep breath. Like, you sound like you're on some new age stuff. Like, no. It's literally me just waking up in the morning, sitting up, like, looking at my surroundings and going, just that. Literally, that's it. I'm not thinking anything at this point. I am not comprehending anything at this point. If you try to tell me anything first when I wake up, first off, I don't talk for the first 20 minutes of my morning, because that's not our Jesus. I believe that firmly. Like, if my husband out there one day wakes up and starts talking to me, I'm going to look and be like, I married the wrong person. Nope. Don't talk to me.
Listen, it's 9 o'clock. Jesus don't wake up until 10. You got an hour to say nothing.
Like, let me have 20 minutes. I don't even have to have coffee. But let me have 20 minutes. Let me put myself together. Let me realize where I am in my, let me realize my kinesthetic awareness, okay? Just give me a second.
Straight out
the But it's gate. Waking up, taking a deep breath, and just saying, good morning. Good morning. I'm awake, and I'm alive. Yes. Thank you, God, that I'm alive. That, and just being thankful that, like, you've made me for this day. This day is mine to take. Good or bad, I've got this.
Yes.
And it's like just I don't think it's a conscious affirmation that I'm running through, but it's the script that I've trained myself to know. But I don't always say it out loud. I'm not like, I 100% believe in the power of affirmation. I'm working on affirmation for myself, because being really, really vulnerable and honest here, there's times where I'm not always like, I still struggle with seeing my own self-worth. Yeah. Because it's just when you let your critic have so much voice for so long, and still fighting that and still saying, no, God's made me beautiful, God's made me talented, God's made me capable for what I can do. There's a part of me that doesn't want, I don't want pride in my life. Yeah. I don't want that anywhere near my life. I want to have pride in what, like, that sounds very contradictory that I just said that. But I want to have, like, confidence, I'll say. Confidence in my things and my capabilities. I never want to be prideful.
Yes.
So I took it to the other extreme. So I'm trying to find that healthy balance between pride and between confidence, because I want to be confident, but I don't want to be prideful.
Speak on that. That was
Because to be 100% honest, prideful people are the cool, like, y'all are my pet peeves. I love you to pieces. I'll listen to you. But that's my biggest pet peeve, is when someone's overly prideful in something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I love that you're proud of it, and you should be proud of you should be proud of your accomplishments. Like, that's all right. But the pride that says, my accomplishments are better than the rest, it's like, you're at a 10, the stringing did a 2. Take it down a couple notches.
Just take it down. Just a couple dBs.
You did amazing, but let's be Serena Williams would have done it better. All right, cool.
Come on now. We are preaching. Shout out to Serena Williams, by the way, for holding it down for so many years. And her sister Venus. Like, absolutely amazing powerhouses of women. And they're black. Yes.
She would hit me with a tennis ball and I'd say thank you.
If she hit me with a tennis ball, I couldn't say thank you because I'd be dead. Like, I would have a gaping hole in my chest and I'd be like, well, this is about to be Tony Stark 2.0. Oh, Tony Stark. Oh,
that hurt.
Let me just keep talking. I need to recover.
Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling so good.
Just even thinking of the I Love You 3000, I'm like,
I love Tom Hiddleston. I love that man.
Robert Downey Jr. is he's just, anyway, continuing. I'm over here about to cry on this podcast. I'm like, no, stop. Don't think about it.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
I just keep replaying that scene in my head. We're never going to get through this. keep going. Oh, man.
Oh, gosh. Okay. What was I talking about? Yeah, teleport and kind of like my morning routine.
Yes.
It really is just about greeting each day with grace and with, I want to be better today than I was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And there's days where I'm not always better.
Yes.
And that's normal, and that's okay. And I don't think we tell people that often enough that, like, today, to be 100% candid, on the day that we were recording this podcast, I am not at 100%. Yesterday, and I'm not going to get into it because it's way too personal, and this podcast, you guys will need to hear about my life too much.
Just all you're going to hear for the next, 15 minutes is, please.
I just had a rough day yesterday, and I'm not at 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not anywhere, I don't want to say I'm not anywhere near 100%, but I'm a little, I'm okay, and I'm doing well, and I'm fine. There's no reason to be concerned. But, just emotionally, I'm not at 100%.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that's, still trying to bounce back.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to keep moving forward, and I'm going to be back at 100 really soon.
Yes.
But it wasn't something that I could come back from immediately.
Yeah.
So, I had to have today be, a little less than 100. I was a little tired. I'm a little, exhausted and frustrated and just emotionally exhausted.
Yeah.
But I had grace for myself today where I talked about it with someone I trust and who I trust more than I would put my life in their hands any day. Mm-hmm. And it's my mom. I love her.
I was about to say, was it Kawan? Was it Kawan? No offense, Kawan. No offense to you. We absolutely love you, Kawan. No offense to you, dog. No offense, but
we love you. We know we pick on you because we love you.
Oh yeah, I genuinely trust Kawan with my life. He's smart enough that I feel like if my life was in his hands, yeah, he would make a great decision. Even if
he'd text somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Which is still a smart decision. I trust Kawan with my life entirely. Kawan's a great dude.
Kawan's a great dude, but
Kewan.
I'm not going. I love Kawan. We're tight. He is one of my good friends. But there's just certain things about being a girl that I'm like, I just need a girl to tell me.
You need to go straight to your mom. Yeah, you need to go straight to your mom's.
Yeah, my mom is my best friend, and some girls are like, my mom's my best friend, and then yelling at her 20 minutes later. It's no, my mom is genuinely my best friend.
I'm like, dang, Beth,
no one else I'd rather spend time with.
Why you do that to your mom, Beth? That was crazy. You literally just oh my god, I love my mom.
And I feel the same way about my dad. I was like, there's no one I'd rather spend time with than my dad. But it's just different because he's a guy, I'm a girl, I'm 18, and he's never been a girl that's 18 years old. He's never done that, and that's okay. And he's not supposed to know what that's like. But
yes.
With my mom, I can be really honest and vulnerable and hey, what am I going through? Because A, she's been there before, and if she hasn't, she'll tell me and we'll figure it out together.
Yeah.
And B, she's open and she's a non-judgmental ear.
Yeah.
Of course she wants me to do things a certain way. And sometimes I don't always do it that way. And that's all right. And it's never bad.
Yeah.
Most of the time. There's exceptions. I've made mistakes.
As we all do.
Exactly. But I was really honest and vulnerable with her today, and I just talked it through, and I'm good. I'm fine. But it's just having grace for yourself each day. It's waking up each morning and saying, okay, God, I'm going to give it my best today.
Yeah.
And there's going to be times where my best does not make enough, but I am gets to fill that role, not me.
Yeah.
Because I take the weight off of that.
100%. Your best.
And that's still something I'm still having to figure out because, again, like I said, there's that part of inner critic. It's like, no, you have to be perfect. You have, like, that's been my biggest lie that I've been fighting for the past, like, 5 years of my life is I have to be perfect and I don't want to make anybody disappointed in me or when they see a part of me, like, I don't want them to see all of the bad parts of me or the parts that I'm still trying to work on and get better on.
Yeah.
But if I'm honest, like, there's days where I'm not 100%. There's days where I'm like, if you text me, there are going to be times where I'm like, oh my gosh, you text me. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to talk to people. Like, my inner introvert comes out hardcore then. But there's grace for myself each day, and that's the biggest part. And grace. Let me clarify this, because grace is something that I'm still, like, figuring out. Grace does not mean, hey, I made a mistake, and it's okay, I have grace to cover for it, so I can keep making that mistake.
Yes.
No. Grace is saying, I made a mistake, I'm trying to be better, so I don't have to carry shame, because I was never meant to carry shame.
Yes, grace does not work as a Band-Aid. It is surgery for the inner soul so that your body can become better. That's the difference between Band-Aid, because sometimes you just need a Band-Aid. But most of the time, people need surgery. They just don't want to get surgery or therapy. They just don't want to get therapy. And some people, like, there's people that have therapy and don't need therapy, but it's like such a good thing for them. And then there's people who don't have therapy and they need therapy. And it's like,
desperately.
like, I didn't need therapy, but I like having someone to talk to. And I'm like, man, that's respect. Like, I love that. And then there's people like, I don't need nobody to talk to. I'm like, okay, buddy, you have fun with that. Okay, have fun.
You just cried in the bathroom 20 minutes ago, and you're telling me you don't have issues.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, my favorite thing is still like when people tell me like, yeah, I broke down in the mirror, or I broke down in the bathroom, and then like I took a picture, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, oh,
that's unhealthy. You do that and just know that's unhealthy. Most people don't do that.
I don't know the reason, but I'm coming to find out and understand the reason. So it's a process. Everyone,
100%.
hey, there's a lot of things that I don't understand about myself that I do. There's a lot of things about other people that I still don't understand. But like I said, it's a process. That's why I have this podcast. So if someone out there does do that, please come, because I want to talk about it. I just want to get some insight.
We're all masterpieces in the making. It takes time to make a masterpiece.
I actually want to find someone who does that. Like, I know a couple.
An artist?
No, like people who take pictures after. I can't remember. Someone said something, and they said something about that.
Like people who take pictures of like different emotions?
No, like right after, like right after breakdowns or something like that. And it was something specific that they said about it, that they did, the reason that they do. And I was like, that's interesting. That's a very interesting coping mechanism. I mean, it's better than nothing, I definitely have to say. But it's when it's on social media that kind of worries me. I'm like,
yeah, that's what I'm like. All right, maybe you just want to talk to someone. Maybe
I'm like, let's talk this out. Let's just, because if you throw that in a group chat and it's different, but you throw that on social media, I'm like, what's going on? What's happening?
Exactly. Like if you're texting people in your inner circle, like I'm not okay. Like if I sent you a text, hey, just call me. I need to cry for like 15 minutes. It's different. Coping mechanism. You'd be like, all right, let me get some popcorn.
And I'm like, all right, just give me 5 minutes. Let me pop this Jiffy pop right quick, and let's get to work. The second I get a picture of someone right after something like that, they strike a pose, throw up that peace sign, there's tears in their eyes. I'm like, I'm gonna call you.
100%.
I am going to call you in about 2 minutes. Like let's
talk this out.
Yeah, I'm like, do I need to put Lion King on in the background or whatever? But anyway, aside from that, pushing that back over, self-love is super important. It's so important. And
get you friends that are honest but also loving. There's a difference.
Yeah. Get friends that you don't have to get friends that like debate about everything, but
Exactly.
I think that everyone needs friends with at least one or two different
They'll call you
views.
out. Yeah.
Because
But not in a like, Detavius, you're messing up. You look a little rough today. Like, no. It would be more of, hey, are you doing okay? Because I saw you posted this. You don't look all right. Like, let's talk.
yeah, it's like, you want to go play some basketball? It's like, we might need to get some vitamin C. Like, let's go play some or vitamin D.
Let's go to cookout.
Yeah, let's let's make that 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. cookout trip. Because after
Is that a North Carolina thing? Am I being like?
I think
is cookout only a North Carolina thing? I've not seen it anywhere else.
Now that I think about, it's probably just a Carolina thing, or maybe Georgia to like the Georgia Carolinas. Because I don't think I've seen one in Jacksonville, but I haven't.
Yeah, in Florida there's not a cookout, so I think it might just be like a Carolina thing. If you ever come to North Carolina and you want really cheap food that's made really fast, that probably will give you a stomachache, go to cookout.
Yeah, it is the Okay, let me not disrespect Cookout like I haven't been absolutely a fan of them since the day I had them first back in like 2012 or whatever.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, it's delicious.
But you regret it.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never had a Cookout meal that I've regretted. I don't know what it is, but I think my atoms come together and just like block any bad energy that is supposed to come into my body. But yeah,
that is called being a 1%. Like, that does not happen to everyone, so consider yourself blessed.
I am blessed. I'm blessed to be a blessing. I'm blessed and highly favored.
Amen.
Highly favored. But there was something about self-love that it was in my mind, but I can't really remember it. I guess it wasn't important. But the best way to start with self-love is to start with the smallest thing that you can possibly think of, and then build up from that. And if you don't know the smallest thing that you can think of, then just
think I have nice handwriting. Or if you don't have nice handwriting, you drive yourself to work, or you drive to school, or literally whatever.
Yes.
It's that small stuff. And there's a part that like you definitely, it feels awkward and unnatural at first, and you feel like, oh God, I feel like I sound like a crazy person. Like, I don't even believe this. And it's like, no, you have to tell yourself you believe it until you actually do. Because there was a time where I'm like, I'm not good at school. I can't do this. And now I'm like, nope, I got this.
I got this.
It's my wheelhouse. If I don't know, I ask a question. If I sound stupid, I'll play it off. It's fine. I'm going to do this.
Basically, it's like, what was that? Like jokes. People say like, no one ever says a joke that they don't mean a little bit. Like, there's not a joke in the world that someone can say where they don't mean it just a little bit. Like, they could be against what they're saying, but like, there's some truth to it. There's some truth in what they, so force yourself to love yourself if you have to. But I think one day I said I wanted to be a lover to myself rather than of myself, because if I'm a lover of myself, then I'm kind of not really leaving room for other people to love me. But if I'm a lover to myself, then I take care of myself and I do things that allow myself to be better. It allows me to operate well, and it allows me to operate at the fullness of my capabilities. But if my schedule is just basically programmed to where I'm just loving myself, then I'm not really leaving room for other people. Not to say that you can't love yourself. That's not what I'm saying at all.
No,
but
like, there's days where you're like, oh, I look cute, I look good.
Yeah, compliment yourself. Fellas,
like,
please.
That's great.
Yeah.
But when you're like, I'm so beautiful that I don't need anyone's like validation, and you should just know that I'm beautiful and tell me, and you like, that's where it's like, all right, sister, like, you look cute, but calm down just a itty bitty bit.
Well, we're just gonna take that down a notch, but yeah.
Like, you look good, but like, calm down.
Celebrate the small things, don't over celebrate, because history has told us what happens when people over celebrate. But fellas, especially fellas, my God, love yourselves like entirely, like not entirely, but just
when a man is confident in who he is, like that makes him 10 times more.
Yeah, it does. It's crazy.
And when he's solid in himself of like, I don't mind being with my own thoughts. I'm not needy. I'm not clingy. Like, oh my gosh, like, hello, my name is Madison.
Yeah, you don't have any desperation. You have just nothing but love, and you're and it's different. It feels a lot different, and you just look at things differently, especially when it comes to like certain things that you had certain views on, and just you treat people differently. You treat a lot of people differently when you love yourself, and when you're fond of yourself. And there's just a lot of things that change, but mostly you're a lot more approachable. People can have conversations, even hard conversations about you, with you, not about you. But you know, there's so many things that come with loving yourself, and it's not just about admiring how you look or admiring how you are. You know, it's also personal. It's, you know, and
it's growth. It's development. Saying I love myself enough that I'm not going to stay the same way forever. Yeah, intuition grows. A lot of things grow. I also know that I said that I was closing out 20 minutes ago. I apologize that I'm a Southern Baptist pastor. Welcome to every phone call we ever have. Yeah, I know. It's like, all right, I'm going to hang up. And then like 30 grandparent minutes later, or really 5 grandparent minutes later, because that's like 35, 40 minutes. It's like, all right, I'm going to hang up. It's like, all right, grandma's like, well, there was one more thing. I'm like, all right, let me just go get my camper right quick, because obviously I'm going to be here for a while. But like, let me grab a blanket. Let me grab some nachos. Let me grab something. I'm like, I'm going to just put this movie on and just turn it down to like volume 5 so they don't really hear what's going on in the background. I don't do that to my grandparents, just so y'all know. I respect my grams all the time. But my mama and my Grammy, I respect, and my papas, I love and listen to. But yes, so many great things. Oh my gosh, Maddie, this is what time did we clock in at? Oh God, we're almost at 2 hours. So we're at an hour. Yeah, we're at an hour 40. So yeah, this is a perfect time to clock out. I usually I know, right? It's like almost 2 hours. Did I take the record for the longest podcast so far? No. I feel like I do. No, there's one that was like an hour 45, hour 50. Like it went on for an hour 40. I'm so down to talk for another. I had to break it in 2. That's how long it was. Ever since that day when we recorded that, I was like, never again will I ever go past an hour 45. All right, I guess I will put the title. I'm kidding. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. One of the only reasons that I don't go past like an hour 45 is because most of the time, like it's so long that I have to break it in 2, so it can be like actually like worked into with like someone's listening, their I guess their listening range, because most things, because after a while, like I think after like 15 minutes, if you don't catch their attention, then they just go off. But like, gosh, no. Yeah. So, but yeah, I usually go for about like an hour, like hour 30 for like one segment. But if I have to break it in 2, I usually I don't mind. But like, as far as like video, it'll be like, I think the max recording time that I can do is like, I think 2 hours, but on like 4K or something like that, it's like an hour 30, or I don't know. It's like, it's something weird, crazy. It might be like it might be like an hour 40 or something like that. But no, going past an hour 45 is completely fine. Like I'm completely down for it. I'm like, because I can talk about anything, but I know that like, you know, time schedules, it'd be getting late. Yeah. But actually, let me tell you. No. Okay, so actually, so Maddie and I are going to record another episode one day, probably maybe next week, who knows. And it's going to, I'm down to make this an every week thing. You know what? If you wanted to be a frequent, I'd be down for it. I think if I had like consistent like frequents on my channel and whatnot, that'd be like one of the coolest things ever. Yeah, totally. Yeah, and so, but we're going to be making an episode. We're going to call it. I'll actually be in person. I'll try to come down in person too. Fun fact: he's in Jacksonville. I'm in Raleigh. Yes. Several states away. Yes. And he loves North Carolina, but he does not want to drive 11 hours. And to be honest, I don't either. It's only 6. Well, it's like 7 to Raleigh, but it's only like 6. Oh, sure. I'm thinking Orlando, because when we went to Orlando, it was 11. Oh man,
Orlando to NC is definitely not a drive to do in one day. And
we did it in one day when we went to Universal.
did you have multiple people with you?
Me, Mom, and Dad. But
Okay, so you guys could switch off. Never mind. Y'all were good. But like, if you're by yourself and you're driving by yourself, never do more. Like 5 is honestly the max. I do 6 because I'm already like an hour away and I can just do it. But never drive over 5 hours by yourself. It's the worst thing to do. And you're alone. You have no one. You can't even like, it's miserable.
all around me are
Familiar
familiar faces.
faces. But you guys, so on the next episode of Breakers of Bread with Maddie and Tavius, we're gonna be talking about how we can feel the spirit of the Lord in these crackheads. I think that
We're gonna have to tell how that joke came. And now I feel like I need to explain the joke because if someone just hears that, they're gonna be like, "What are they talking about?"
yeah, it's like, why are you guys making fun of crackheads? I'm not. I love crackheads.
No,
I genuinely I do. I genuinely love and people who.
No offense, not the drug addicts.
Yeah.
We do not mean that.
No, I mean the drug addicts. Like, I love all crackheads. Like, absolutely. Now, the drug part of it, I'm like, hey man, like, we can get better. Because I know that there's some people who are sensitive about that topic. I genuinely do love crackheads as they are and their abilities to just do things. They're interesting people.
Yeah.
But like,
they're sweet. Everyone deserves some basic level of like love and affection.
yeah, because
But what we specifically mean are people with egregious amounts of energy
Like
that is just unexplainable, and you're like, how?
you can't
What do
explain
you
it.
drink in the morning? Do you down like 7 Red Bulls and 3 shots of cold brew? Like, tell me your morning routine.
There's no other way to explain it. And it's like, and I don't even know if I can say crackhead culture or appropriating crackheads. I don't even know if that's the thing, but like, there's no way to explain it but like crackhead energy. And like, if anyone is offended by that, like, let's talk it out, because I don't know, like, there's no other way I can explain. Like, some people just genuinely have like crackhead energy, and it's like crazy. But on the subject of crackheads, not even gonna lie, I think that they're interesting because it's like there is a part of you that doesn't work, but you unlocked a whole nother realm of yourself that just does all, like, you went past limitations. Like, that's why I think.
I am not sure how you are functioning on 7 Red Bulls and 20 minutes of sleep.
No, I mean genuine crack, like genuine crack. Like, they're like.
I just meant people with like high energy.
Oh, absolutely. No, I do that all the time. I'll go to sleep and get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep and then be like, I'll be bouncing off the walls like a Tasmanian devil.
No,
but
there
is like, there's.
You will not pull me away from my bed. I have it to where I have fuzzy blankets. I get up because I am like, all right, it's another day. If I sleep till past 9, I'm in bed past 9, then I feel unaccomplished. Let's go.
I think that we should talk about this on the next episode, because I know that
we're keeping it for next episode.
We will sit, but shout out to all my crackheads out there. I genuinely do hope that you guys get better. I hope that help comes along the way. I know that sounds like it's like, James, why are you talking about crackheads like that? Like, but everyone definitely deserves a second chance. I genuinely believe, and if this is your 3rd chance, 17th chance, maybe this will be the lucky one. Anyway, but hey, it took Thomas Edison's intern like 100, 200 times to figure out the light bulb, because Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb, for God's sake. It was his intern. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. He invented the electric chair though. But shout out to all my crackheads out there. I know back.
This was a morbid turn. We took the light. We talked about spiritual stuff. We've talked about it all. Shout out to everyone we've talked about. Let's land this bird. This has been Breakers of Bread. I'm honored to be on here. Thank you for having me. You were one of my favorite people. I am behind you 100%. I think you're awesome. And thanks for having me. I love talking with you guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for being on. It's so funny because like, I guess the first time that someone else rather than me has initiated an outro, which thank God, because listen,
I'm pretty sure we'd be talking for another 25 minutes.
Oh, you mean 25 hours?
Honestly, sometimes I just want to see if we could break the world record for the longest podcast, because I think if I have enough caffeine in my system and someone brings us food, Like, I'm 100% down to do that.
Let's look this up. Let's find out what on that. While I'm looking this up, this has been the Breakers of Bread podcast. Thank you, Maddie, so much for coming out. It's been a blast.
Absolutely.
We're probably still gonna stay on the phone because we need to figure out what the longest episode is. But this is the Breakers of Bread podcast. I'm your host, Detavius Madi. My dad is not here, obviously, or he would have said something because he is also the host of this podcast. But yes. And thank you for listening. You guys are amazing. Remember, save the turtles, drink water, do something, all that jazz. If you don't believe in Jesus, that's cool. You know, we all don't believe in Jesus, but it's fine. Dang, what was that? That was me. That was my phone. I thought I put that junk on Do Not Disturb. I did. But hey, we love you nonetheless. We love it. That's why I break bread with all. That's why I break bread with everyone. But go save a life. Do something green every month to better the planet and to better yourself. Love yourself. And let's get this freaking paper. All right. I'm out. She's out. We out. Like a...